Okay, now it's time to make our enemy to actually move. And as I said, we will create some patrolling and a little bit of very easy basic AI system for our enemy. And before we go into the coding part, I want to explain you how we gonna achieve that so that you will understand easier later. Now, basically, we will have 2 points. One point will be our enemy starting point and will be same as our enemy stands right now. And second one we will place somewhere, for example, right here. And basically we will check at which point we are at the current moment. And if we, for example, are at the point A, we will check and we will tell the script to go towards point B. And if we will be in the point B, we will tell it to go towards point A. This way, we will have our enemy, which will patrol some territory constantly until we kill it or something like that. So for that, first of all, we will need to create those 2 points. And we should do it correctly. Otherwise, we will have some problems. So, oh, by the way, we don't need these enemy 1 and enemy 2 anymore into our game. So I will just delete them, enemy 1 and enemy 2. And instead, I will take this enemy 1, and to make those points correctly, we can select the enemy 1. We can click on this Control and D to duplicate, and this will be our point A, and we will keep it as it is right now. I won't change anything for the point A. Then let's select point A. Let's duplicate one more time. This will be our point B. And we will take this point B and change only horizontal position. So I will just drag it right here. It will be our point B. Obviously, we don't need to have 2 visual representations for our points. So I will select point B and I will delete everything. We only need to have this transform component for the point B, and for the point A, we will do exactly same. We only need this transform component. Now we have 2 points, point A, point B. They are just empty with the transform component, and we have this actual enemy. Now let's go in the scripts folder and let's create new C# script. Let's call this one enemy. And let it compile, and we will assign this enemy script into our enemy game object, into our first enemy, and then we will start working on it. Basically, as I said, we will have these 2 points, point A and point B. We also will need some target to check what is our target at this specific moment. So first of all, let's drag this enemy script into our enemy, and indeed it's here. And let's double click to open in Visual Studio. And we'll start working from the variables. So we need to represent our points. And for that, we will use transform type. So public transform. Let's call this one point A, comma, point B. And we will have 2 points. Then we also will need to have some variable for speed to control our speed. So public int, and let's call this one speed. Also, as I said, we want to have some current target, which will check what is our current target at this specific moment. So for that, we can say private vector free, and let's call this one current target. And yeah, that's pretty much all the variables that we need for it. So in the update, first of all, to move our game object, as I said at the beginning of the course, there is few ways. With our player, we use the rigid body's movement, rigid body.velocity, but there is other ways how we can actually move our game objects. And since our enemy doesn't have any kind of rigid body, because it doesn't need any, we're gonna use another alternative way, which is transform.position. And to use that, we also gonna use vector free dot move towards. And basically this move towards allows us to move between 2 points. And in order everything to work, it needs few parameters. First, it needs some starting point, which will be our transform dot position. After that, it needs the target. So for that, we're gonna use current target. And after that, we can say some speed. So we'll type speed and we will multiply it to time dot delta time, and it will make our movement much smoother, because if we don't do it, our speed will be too much and our enemy will just fly around like crazy. So to make everything smooth, we were gonna use time dot delta time. Okay, now we have some basic movement, but our enemy still doesn't know where to move and what is this current target at all. So for that, we will use simple logic and say that if transform dot position, which means our enemy's position, double equals point A dot position. So it means that if we are in the point A position, so if we are right here, our current target should be equal to point B dot position. So it means that our enemy should start moving towards point B's position. And we will do exactly same here, else if our transform dot position double equals our point B dot position, we should start moving towards point A. So our current target will be equal point A dot position. Hope it makes sense. And that's pretty much it. Now if we save the script, our enemy should basically start walking between those 2 points. But let's save the script and we should assign our point A and point B here. So for the point A, I will drag my point A. For the point B, I will drag my point B. And for the speed, I will make speed to be equal to 3, for example. And let's hit play and let's check if everything is really working. So let's go. We have some error, but the main point is that our enemy is moving. The problem is that our enemy is moving backwards and he is not changing the direction correctly, but we can easily fix that. And to fix that, what we can do, we can basically again use help of the sprite renderer, and basically just like we did with our player at the beginning when we activated this flip X, we can activate this flip X for our enemies as well. So let's open our script. Well, first of all, we will need to access the sprite renderer. So let's create private sprite renderer. Let's call it SR. In the start, we will get component for the sprite renderer, just like this, sprite renderer, brackets, semicolon. And now, right here, we can say sr.flipx equals false, because right here we will start walking towards point B. So it means that we will start walking on the right side and we don't want to flip. And here, when we are going on the left side towards point B, we're gonna activate our flip X equals true. And that's pretty much it. We can save the script and we can go back, and now our enemy movement will be fixed. And let's start playing. And now let's go and check what is going on. And indeed, our enemy is moving correctly. Well, he's not doing anything to us just yet, and we can't kill it just yet, but we will fix that in the next videos.